The 2016 film 20th Century Women by director Mike Mills follows a period in the life of Jamie, a teenage boy, and the three women who play a huge part in raising him in the idyllic Santa Barbara, California in 1979. Dorothea, Jamie's single mother who grew up in the Depression where everyone raised everyone, sees her son slipping away from her, and so she enlists the generations of women living with him, the renter Abby and Jamie's older friend Julie, to guide him too. The film might be seen as a period piece, but I think it's better understood as a conversation between the present and the past, both within the story itself and through its filmmaking approach. Within the story, Dorothea and Jamie attempt to connect and share with one another across generational boundaries that have shaped their understanding of the world.
Do you think you're happy? Like, as happy as you thought you'd be when you were my age?
Seriously? You don't ask people questions like that.
On a filmmaking level, Mills has constructed the film within the context of a distinct present that is looking back on the events of 1979. At many points, the character narration will jump to the future and illustrate overarching cultural moments or even specific events that will come to be, which give the audience insight into how time interacts within the universe of the film. I see the film as an intergenerational conversation. On one level, it is in Jamie's relationships with the women around him, and on another level, it is in how Mills frames our relationship with story and to the past. Music plays a huge role in emphasizing this conversation between the present and the past. The different characters, mainly Dorothea and Jamie, are defined by the music they listen to and the cultures they feel connected to. In an interview, Mills noted that he should have made his elevator pitch for the film As Time Goes By Meets the Buzzcocks. This sums up the film's focus on the intersection between these two cultural periods and between Dorothea and Jamie. Dorothea grew up during the Great Depression and the Second World War. Even though the culture of her youth was harsh, she has a strong nostalgia for it, and particularly its music. This is characterized by pieces from the 30s and 40s.
And how are you going to get to know a person way over there?
At the same time, she struggles to understand Jamie, his music, and therefore the time he is growing up in. Jamie, a child of the punk-driven 70s, listens to artists like The Talking Head, Bowie, and the Buzzcocks. He is made up of boredom, angst, and the awkwardness of youth. As well, on top of Jamie's music, Abby's influence on him is shown through more feminist punk music, like The Raincoats and Shushi and the Banshees. Contemporary compositions in the soundtrack by Roger Neal represent a more neutral musical territory, which bridges the particular nostalgia of each genre and grounds the nature of the conversation itself. These different musical pieces interact both diegetically and non-diegetically in the film. Within the narrative, the characters share their music as a way of connecting their own identities, their ideas, and desire to connect with one another.
What is that?
It's the Raincoats.
On a technical level, Mills replicates this sharing through the different uses of music and the nostalgic tone it gives to certain moments. He invites us into not just this world and these lives of Santa Barbara, but into the intense nostalgia and how the characters themselves look back on this time. Through this nostalgia and the interaction of the music, Mills connects us to our own formative experiences, how they were defined, and how they have created the fabric of who we are now.